Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes. I do not know what fucking accent I ended up with there, but it was one of them. Let me put on a pirate hat. See if these people want to have a chat with me about where they've been nicked.
These events are fractured into so many pieces, but I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Bless you, John. Hello.
Is this familiar to you?
They often take us from the camp to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way to get a glimpse of freedom.
And there we go. According to the refugees, some of the shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away for various work.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
Which
At
is...
least it was certainly his last time.
This
My
explains
gut
a lot.
tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
I think you're right there, John. So, we have a refugee camp. Someone who was smuggled, someone who was pictured, someone who was painted, and someone who rebelled. So what is our question now? Our question will be, where is our lady? You.
Could you help me?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Okay, not helpful. Maybe this man.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly.
Okay, here we go. This
Police
is good.
didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do.
Indeed.
I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Naylor?
Naylor. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Naylor's help.
I'm
Will you
dressed
let
like
me
an
speak to her?
asshole.
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Naylor, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Okay, here we go. Let's have a word with our suspect.
Hello, Naylor? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Naylor, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending.
Yes,
A cross. The man had this cross.
that's the
Now
child.
go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Okay, well, we learnt something.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Not my best work, John. By a long shot. Naylor doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
You're right there, John. You're right indeed. This has somewhat become a bit of a struggle. Not in a rude way, but it's become quite hard to figure out what's right and what's wrong here, and not in saying that any of it's actually right, but more like, Sherlock's very rude, and I identify with that, because I'm not exactly not rude myself. Wait. I know what I mean. Shut up. So, we now need to learn about the tattoo. That's the next thing I need. Something to do with this tattoo, but who do I ask? They had a peculiar cross. Ah, here we go. A high-ranking official. Oh. Okay. Our defiler is a high-ranking official. That is not good. British high-ranking official. This tattoo is the only thread I need pull.
Are you able to help me?
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Maybe they won't be able to tell me about this then. Tattoo on the neck?
You still here?
Yes. Do you know about this tattoo?
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
Bernadotti.
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
Well, that might be exactly what it is. These two might be the same. Bernadotti. I need to go and get some research done, clearly. So, off to the map. Where can I find good records? Newspaper might not be it. We're looking for officials. Town hall? The town hall records will be the best option. We'll have records of all officials then, and that will help. Can I fast travel now? No, I can, yes. We go to the town hall, we find out who this bastard is, and then we put him away.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8.
Oh yeah, I still got to do the treasure maps. I actually really wanted to do them. I like the treasure maps. Bernadotti and the Mister. We're going to need to confer between the two. So, first of all, the tattoo points to Bernadotti. He's a businessman from Scaladio, and he smuggles. So, present. There we go. The Bernadotti Company, Southern East Scaladio, Bazaar Road, near Roman Road. Okay. British ships, African British colonies. He imported the people. Okay. And then we need to do high-ranking official. So, official, now, high-ranking. I don't know where they'd be. Probably not Scaladio then, so... Occupation? Thomas Norton! Here we go. Military commission in India, honoured by the Queen. Appointed to British envoy in Cordona. Okay. We have some facts. This is Thomas Norton. And this is the Bernadotti Company. Who would I talk about Thomas Norton with? British envoy. In the City Hall. Hold on. I'm in the City Hall.
Excuse me, just one question.
Apologies, sir, but I've never heard of it.
I might... Wait, is he... He's there! Defiler!
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
Let's see what we can learn from you then. There's our badge. Never removed. Blood? Wine. Oh. Maybe you're our attacker. From the house. Maybe you killed our artist. You killed our artist by accident. That would make sense. No time to shave. Didn't sleep. It's a party goer. Without a doubt.
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I tried my best to retain at least a shred of faith in humanity. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dreams, or at least once ask yourself how Naylor might feel.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were fulfilled.
Why are you here?
I do want to punch him in the face. But seeing him squirm's gonna be better.
Do you recognize this man?
We definitely look alike. But you have the wrong person.
Really? Then you won't mind if I pass this along to the newspaper?
All right. All right. Is this about money?
As you said in the letter.
What kind of sum are we talking about?
I've never written a single word to you. Bribery, not my style.
So, that letter, it wasn't from you?
Oh, it appears that more and more people in the city are finding out about your despicable hobby, doesn't it? You're in the clutches of justice, and very soon they will squeeze you. It's in your best interest to cooperate.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr...
Sherlock Holmes. And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
We start with who's blackmailing you.
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
Right, okay. What happened at the party then? I'm guessing it wasn't your party.
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault?
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
It is interesting. Based on his record, he's probably not done something like that before, so perhaps it was our gentleman in Scaladio drugging him, getting him in somewhere vulnerable to blackmail the British envoy so he could smuggle more wares in. But that's conjecture. He still did something bad, whether he's aware of it or not. I can't really... Okay. Let's learn more.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
No.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position, yet here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes, and I'm no exception.
Right. Well, that's interesting. He tried to buy the painting, which is why Mercurio said no. It's also liable that perhaps this was the man at Mercurio's apartment trying to find the painting. However, the guy from Scaladio stole the painting to probably blackmail our gentleman here. There's blackmail involved.
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio.
Well, him, yes. I thought he could have been the
He
blackmailer.
even got his name wrong.
But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. Mr.
Looking at the
Holmes,
evidence, we're right,
I've built
actually,
my entire
It
career
wasn't
on
him.
hard work and uncompromising dedication to the crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt.
Don't help Neela, because she doesn't want help from... She said it herself, she doesn't want help from people. So help the refugees would help her in general.
Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all.
Help her too.
Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
Helping all of them is
Decide what's
fair.
best for these people.
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
Come on, it's not like we've got anything better to do.
Okay, well this is the interesting thought. Is this man bad? Yes and no. So what we've got here is the envoy wants to hide the proofs. It's true. The envoy's interest, the photograph is pragmatic. If he obtains it, nothing will threaten his reputation. Fair. But nothing links him to this thug. The thug killed Mercurio. He was a thief. He kidnapped. The thug was everything because the limp was recognized as the visitor to the apartment. All refugees are victims of the system. The situation they are in must and can be mended. That is the truth of it. So what is this? The envoy wants to secure his reputation. The British envoy violated Naylor, the refugee, during the party. Were the photograph of the crime to be released, it would ruin his career, or perhaps I could use that leverage to help the refugee camp. The envoy can't be trusted or forgiven for what he did. Merciless justice or a small evil for the greater good. I'm not ready to pull an accusation out my hat yet. This is something else. Bernadetti needs to be dealt with as well. I presume this is the man that arranged the party, and he might have evidence to show that the other guy isn't as guilty as proclaimed. But the fun ending to these cases is they're a moral decision. You decide where the guilt and the justice gets dealt. So... interesting. Interesting. Right, it was Scaladio, fucking hell, where was it? Southeast Scaladio, Bazaar Road, Roman Road. Okay. Bazaar Road? Roman Road. Bingo. It's not Thomas Norton, it's Bernadetti Company. It's over there. So, to get to here, I shall, take a right, I guess. It's a little easier to just run down the street, actually. It's an interesting one. It's the line between uncompromising morals. You see, bad people do bad things, but replacing the person in power would do no justice for the people. Because someone with an uncompromising sense of guilt will work harder to help people than people who didn't help people in the first place.
A fresh newspaper?
Confusing. The Vengeful Mermaid. We will buy that. And the Strike of the Eagle.
I wish you pleasant reading.
Like to buy my newspapers. Now let's find this company. Bernadotti Limited. This would be it.
It seems they're not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
Back door. Good idea, John. That's not an actual door, that's one of those fake doors. Warehouse? Huh. If I go the other way, there's actually a back garden. I've gone the wrong way. I'll need to dress like whoever should be in that area, so we need to pick our disguise carefully. Perhaps a servant? There are workmen here. Let's put on traditional African casual. That seemed to make more sense.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, we don't see much here.
I didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. Right, we'll blend in with these thugs for now.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
No, they don't.
They're refugees from the camp.
They're refugees and mafia. And smuggling dolls.
Porcelain friend for every child.
Bringing in lots of valuables. Interesting. So, the refugees are taken and used. Wine.
Shipped from Cape Town. The wine route from colony to colonies.
But he's also got thugs.
Are you able to help me?
Where do you get the idea that I'll help someone like you? Get lost.
Fair. Okay.
That's our way in, Sherry.
You want us to get in a box?
You go talk to that beef. I'll sneak up from behind and take him out.
John! Fine. Perhaps I can dress like a... Well, I've dressed like a worker. We'll see how this goes. There's a small problem.
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost something.
I'm here for City Hall business?
Good day, sir. I've been sent by City Hall to see Mr. Bernadotti about...
Mr. Bernadotti isn't seeing anyone. You have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
It's in Mr. Bernadotti's best interest to...
One
of your people is dead. We'll talk.
Listen, the man Bernadotti sent to...
So...
Oh, fuck it.
I did try to resolve this peacefully.
If it worked, it worked. It appears I'm going to do some fighting.
I'm coming for you.
Quickly. Go. Flat. Dead. Nice. Bye bye, madam.
Take a rest. my friend.
Hello. Slap. Bye. Sit down, lovey.
Moving. You've lost.
Helmet gone. Punch. Dead. Sit down, madam.
Too simple. The snuff's ready.
Hello. The fact there's like 5 faces is a little upsetting on the people you fight, but alright, you know.
Moving.
Okay. Come here. There we go.
Excuse me.
The combat is a little weird. Ow. Ow. Hello. Nice hat. Sit down, madam. Thank you.
No more. Give him the
Hello.
Time to knock.
Shooting the eyes off is always an interesting choice.
I'm coming for you.
Did that not work? What am I... Oh, that one worked. Okay. Bye.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready. Give him the pepper snuff.
Hello. You really like that door, didn't you?
Hello, I'm coming for you.
And the fact I can teleport behind them is always quite interesting.
Don't.
Hi.
May I?
Punched in the kidneys.
Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I did it, I think. Alright, so we beat everyone up. If it works though, you know? Sometimes the hard way is the only way.
You've disappointed me so much, Sherlock.
What? Why am I... What the fuck are you on about? Right. Here? Why is John disappointed in me?
Disappointed me so much. Sherry, look. This seems familiar.
Wait, that's the devil piece.
Let's see what's hidden there.
Oh. This is a second look at it. What's with... Candles? No. Copy? No. What else are we... Is it the people in the background?
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
It's still a cool painting. I can't deny it. The devils and everything are pretty cool. Hello.
This marble fella. It's like he was made after my image. You see it?
Okay. And...
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
all the people who made it, probably. Just putting it out there. So what's all this? Culture, culture, and culture. Stolen. The name.
V.H. Grindley Flow Blue Tableware.
Quite clearly not tableware.
Masks. Traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa.
And a fertility statue, I think.
A Dogon statue from West Africa.
I think. What's with the little penis?
A century old at least.
I'm so confused.
This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotte Company Limited.
Smuggling. I like to take pictures. Hello, mister. Let's see what we've got evidence-wise then. Smuggled artifacts and the stolen painting is fine. Okay, we've made it into the main office.
No, sir. Don't hurt me.
Don't come any closer. One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
You must be my mister.
Have you ever tried to pick up your teeth with broken fingers?
Right-o. Yes. Yep. Well, excuse me, sir. I think I hear... I've got to... It's better I leave.
Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth.
I wanted to be intimidating, it worked. Got rid of people, let's see what we've got. Logistics. Oh, a newspaper. Zeppelin related. Led Zeppelin? Where have I said I've seen Led Zeppelin? Where have I seen Led Zeppelin? I saw it somewhere. An airship called Led Zeppelin across from Germany. That'll be it. Hello.
Please don't shoot me. I have a family.
Well, whatever works. Expensive papers, City Hall, emblem, invitation to a ball. I think entering roguishly with a gun was a bad idea. Oh well. Right, she does legal work.
Spare me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in you, actually.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk.
In a minute, bear with. Collection of books. Photograph of a little girl, a relative. Interesting. Let's see what we can do. That's shut. That's shut. Okay, so we've got some stuff ready for leverage if we need it. We can threaten a little girl on his desk if we need to. Why are these still lit up in colour? John?
Sherry, don't you think this office suits me?
Okay. Let's dress like we're prepared for this at least. Hello.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Let's start. So you are my smuggler. Doesn't shun dirty work. Respect. Had pellagra. Okay. Cold-blooded, has a gun ready for a cross-draw. Married? Okay. Shoes look clean. His ass looks clean. What's his face tell us? Different from the others. He's a crime lord, I think. He's a cruel gang leader who isn't afraid of getting his hand dirty to show off his position of power. Hatred, workers in his youth, burns through hatred to the world around him, blah blah blah. Or calculating mastermind. No! He's a ruthless crime lord. He's got those broken hands. He shows it.
Bad news. The thug you sent to the refugee camp only succeeded in stabbing himself. His next and final journey will be to the morgue.
Hold your horses. Who the hell are you?
Sherlock Holmes. And you are Niccolo Bernadotti, a smuggler, kidnapper, and notorious cutthroat, among other things.
There we are.
Few men would dare waltz into my office and address me like that. You are either overconfident or unintelligent. This is private property. Give me one reason why I should not shoot you on the spot. I am sure my friends at the station would call it self-defense.
Let's start with this.
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Lie.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself.
Your man died at the camp.
As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping.
Okay.
The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident. One I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest.
Then we investigate the robbery.
I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise.
You're wily.
I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not
want to
naive enough to
blackmail.
carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit, I am rather impressed by how comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for a favor.
Right.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends.
Right.
Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
Okay, let's start things with what we can. Smuggled artifacts.
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom. You have rather diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled wildly, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
Why did you need the girl?
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses, all too often, disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
And what's with the refugees?
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
Right. If I was to give you the photo...
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person.
And there's
The
our
woman who was
crux.
violated will have her own home, outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me, as much as he deserves.
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotte.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
And so, here is our problem. What to do indeed. So, Bernadotte wants to gather proof of Envoy's crimes in order to blackmail him. And here comes our split. So, Neela was violated and nearly kidnapped. First of all, she must make sure her and her baby is secured. All the refugees are victims of the system. The situation they are in must and can be mended. So to save an individual, or the system, decides who I really help. And who is really guilty. To take them both down would solve nothing. I think the best option is to go through the system. Purely because Nayla was violated, she doesn't want anything to do with that, and treating her like a princess would make her feel bought, almost, by presume. It's not good for her. She wants to be left alone. So to improve the system for all the smugglers, that's a better option. The Envoy did cause a problem. And violated her. Whether or not he was in his right mind, I can't attest, though. So, what do we do? The Envoy can be neither trusted nor forgiven for what he did. I give the photograph to Vogel and everything becomes public. Or, I blackmail him into helping the What's the other option then? The other option is this. Merciless Justice, where I give it to Vogel. And both Bernadotte and the Envoy go down. Bernadotte is a shady businessman, but is promised to arrange a happy life for Nayla. I give it to Vogel. Merciless justice, everyone loses. That has to be my option. I can't trust either of these two people. The Envoy is despicable. Bernadotte is taking advantage. I can't trust them. Only the truth will resolve matters, whether it's right or not. That is what I need to do. And that is the end of our case. Everyone has their offers. It's time to leave.
The front door's now open, sir. You can leave through it. If you want, of course.
Yeah, don't worry. I think Werner Vogel's got to be our solution. He outs the truth and that must solve it. I'm missing some evidence, but none of the evidence would really affect it, in my opinion. Both of these people are bad. One is a smuggler that I think actually brought the refugees here in the first place. The other is someone who would be blackmailed, has worked for the Crown, but is a horrible person. It's an individual or an organisation. Neither is good, neither is just. And so we'll go to the Caravansary and give it to Vogel and let him blast the truth and hope that's enough. They're interesting open ends, and I like the conundrum they forced me in. I have to make a decision on my own wit, and that's quite nice, actually. From a gameplay perspective. It's actually horrible. I don't like making the decisions, but I like the fact I'm forced. Let's explain, then.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
I get the feeling Vogel's fishy.
I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
The thief is dead.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
Huh, he's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious.
And your artist's dead.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
Yes, Bernadotte has your painting.
I found the painting, but I could not retrieve it.
Well then, where is it?
In Bernadotte's office.
Bernadotte? That shady businessman? Why would he steal it from me?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask him yourself.
I take it you found something more then.
The photograph.
I found the source of Mercurio's artistic inspiration. A photograph. What troubled me was that the sexual act captured was non-consensual.
She was violated? Dear God, how despicable.
Her abuser was in fact the British envoy. Mercurio took a picture of him committing the atrocity and then used it as artistic inspiration.
I had no idea a mere break-in would eventually expose such barbarity.
Mr. Vogel, I want you to make everything public, including the photograph. I'm sure you have a connection at the Cordona Chronicle.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Loyal to your own truth till the end. Yes, I'm acquainted with the staff of the Chronicle. The story is sensational, and will surely draw attention to the gallery. But you must be aware that exposing the scandal will further hurt the victim. Does that not bother you?
No matter what one does, the truth tends to come out, as well it should. I won't be the one to stand in its way.
Though it's only your subjective truth being exposed. Not that I'm judging. It's perfectly reasonable for everyone to have their own views.
When you called me, you knew exactly what you would get.
Oh, but I'm not like you, Mr. Holmes. I cannot be sure of anything. Regardless, I must thank you, for art's sake. Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
Oh.
And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Right.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh, dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained, specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine.
Vogel is taunting me.
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
How interesting. Well, I'll happily state it here, but this is going to be the end of today's episode. That was a truly exhausting case to go through. I've got some other small little cases, like eel hunting, and a bunch of little things here that I might interest myself in the days, but for now, I think it's time to go back home and continue with the main story. Yes. How interesting indeed. Something about Vogel. There is something about him. And I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Much love from me, and next time we will go and check out what Vogel has sent us. Which is rather confusing. Anyway, I must be off, so bye-bye.